Of Broadcasters.
WTIM.
Good morning, Leroy Clamoli here with you. Hope you're doing all right today as we get things kicked off this morning. Good morning. Glad to be with you as we are live here on WTIM Morning Show. And joining me this morning is our State Treasurer, Michael Frerichs. State Treasurer, glad to have you with us, sir. How are you doing today?
Leroy, I'm great. This is an amazing time of the year. We get to experience 3 seasons all within the same week. You'll have summer one day, it'll turn to winter the next, and then it'll feel like spring. That's life here in Central Illinois.
It really is, and sometimes if you're lucky, you get all 3 of them in one day. I tell you what, the yesterday it started off kind of rainy, and I was looking out outside because we have baseball that we have to cover because it's playoffs now, and we didn't think we were going to get the game in. Then we went out there; it was all muggy and hot, and it was a great day for baseball. So you never know what you're going to get.
My advice to those parents: layers. Bring layers. It may start sunny and warm. By the end of the game, it could be something completely different.
Absolutely, and it's something that you can, as my mom used to say, you can always or you can always add a layer, but you can't take a layer off. So I think I messed that up. But regardless, it's one of those things where you never know what you're going to get, but you do know what you're going to get with the state treasurer's office, and that's what's important. I'm working on these segues. It worked out really, really good. But state treasurer talking to us about some of the great stuff going on as we look at all of the exciting things, and we hit on a lot of topics that are going on. But at the end of the day, it's all about helping Illinoisans keep their money.
It is. It's helping to grow money for the state so that people have to pay less in taxes. It's helping them save money so that they can send their kid off to college or take care of their child with disability, or put money back into their pockets through our iCash program. We fight every day to get money that's in banks and corporations back into the hands of our citizens.
Yeah, and I see with that iCash program that says that, and we're going to talk a little bit about this, but one of these really cool stats, and I know you're very proud of this program, is your unclaimed property. It says 1 in 4 who check the database discover unclaimed property. I know I looked for my grandma who lived up in near Hinsdale, and was able to find stuff that she had that I was able to tell my aunt about, and she was able to claim it and everything. And just a really cool program that allows you to go check for maybe property or money.
It's one of the favorite parts of my job. It's like I get to play Santa Claus 365 days a year. We give away hundreds of millions of dollars a year, but really we're fighting on behalf of people to get money that belongs to them back into their pockets. Because I know that when we return money to your listeners and they go spend that money at a Taylorville restaurant or a Christian County business, that money circulating throughout the town, throughout the county, does a lot more good than it does sitting in a bank vault in Springfield. It's the right thing to do, and it feels good to do it.
And because it not only helps you, but it helps your local economy as well. And that's always a big deal when you can help your local town and local county grow.
So people doubt that I have money for them. They say, I take care of my money. I protect my money. You wouldn't have my money. But that may not be true. Maybe you didn't lose anything, but maybe money was owed to you and it never got to you in the first place. Maybe it was a last paycheck you didn't collect. Maybe it was a rebate or a refund that someone owed you. Or maybe someone named you as a beneficiary of a life insurance policy and never told you. Or maybe you had a relative who has passed away and they have money that you can claim for yourself or your family. All good reasons to go to IllinoisTreasurer.gov and click on iCash and see if we have something that belongs to you.
And it's not just money. I think sometimes you guys have been able to get back personal items that belong to people as well. As a veteran, I know one of the big things that you guys work on is returning Purple Hearts to veterans as well.
Well, Leroy, thanks for letting me talk about that. A lot of people store their valuables in bank safe deposit boxes, and they don't tell their loved ones about it. And so when they pass away, no one claims them, and the bank turns them over to us. Now, we start filling up our vault after several years, And so we will auction off some of those proceeds. One of the things we'll never auction off are military medals. You can't buy that value, that honor. You can't purchase that valor. And so we work very hard to return that. And we've created something called Operation Purple Heart. We're in possession of 10 Purple Hearts. We'd love to track down the owners. And we would love your listeners' help. They can go to our website and find information and see if they can give us any clues, tips, or leads that will lead to us returning more Purple Hearts.
Always a big deal, and a great appreciation from veterans for all the hard work that you guys do for returning those, because sometimes those medals can mean an awful lot to those veterans who really deserve them.
We had one guy who came back from Vietnam, had earned a Purple Heart. He was transient, was moving around. He gave his Purple Heart to his mother and said, "Mom, can you take care of this for me?" She put it in a bank safe deposit box, but she didn't tell him which bank. And when she passed away, he thought his Purple Heart was lost forever. We tracked him down in Mississippi, called him, said, "What address would you like us to mail this to?" And he says, "Do not put that in the mail. I don't trust the Postal Service. I will drive up to get that. I've been looking for it for 17 years. And it was a tremendous ceremony when we were able to reunite him with his Purple Heart.
So very cool. So very cool. All right, Treasurer Furix, I got a 12-year-old. I'm starting to get ready to hopefully send her off to college. What are some ways that I can save, get that taken care of and work on college savings for her?
Well, I think one of the best ways to do that is through an Illinois College Savings Plan, a 529 savings plan. We have two, Bright Start and Bright Directions. It makes sense because if you save in a 529 program, you can invest that money and all the growth is tax-free as long as it's used for a higher education expense. But if you save through Bright Start or Bright Directions, all of your contributions are tax deductible on your state taxes. So there really isn't a better way. We have good returns. We're highly rated by independent agencies, and the tax breaks just make it the best way to save.
And always a big deal when you can start saving, because I tell you what, a lot of times I think, especially when you've been out of college for a while, I think you kind of forget how much that stuff kind of costs. So it's good to have ways to save up and to help your kids get them on the right foot moving forward.
Well, that exactly. If a young person knows they have a college savings in their name, they are 3 times more likely to go to high school. This is based on research done by professors at Washington University. It's because it doesn't matter how much money you have in your account. The existence of an account makes a kid more likely to go to school because it's the message you deliver. When you tell a kid that I set up a college savings account for you, what they hear is, "You're college material. You're smart. I know it, and I believe in you." And when kids feel that their parents or grandparents invest in them, they don't want to let them down. They work harder in high school. And you don't have to go to a 4-year university. These programs, these accounts can be used for a 4-year, a community college, a vocational school, a technical program. It can be used for anything. But if they work hard in high school, they're much more likely to have success later in life.
All right, State Treasurer Michael Furix spending some time talking to us today about some of the great programs that the Treasurer's Office has in store for them. We got to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have much more with Treasurer Furix. Talk to him a little bit about some of the other great programs that they have, including the Ag Invest program, ABLE, and a couple other great ways to save money as well. You're listening to WTIM, your information station. Our live stream brought to you by People's Bank and Trust.
Your information station, WTIM.
AM radio provides always-on news, sports, talk, traffic, and weather reports. And it's also a vital service that provides important emergency information when your community needs it most. Tell Congress you need AM radio to stay in your car. Because when cell phones and the internet are down, this free emergency service is critical. Text AM to 52886 and tell Congress we need AM radio in cars.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
I'm Brandon Bible, your local country financial representative at 1305 West Spresser in Taylorville. Stay tuned at the end of every Tornado Sports broadcast on WTIM's many platforms when the WTIM announcers select the WTIM Brandon Bible Country Financial Tornado Player of the Game from that particular game. The player will be spotlighted for their great play in the game and also be given a certificate honoring their accomplishment. My wife Sam and I are proud to be the exclusive sponsor of the WTIM Tornado Player of the Game this school year.
People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, are proud to continue their long-standing sponsorship of honoring Taylorville High School Students of the Month on WTIM's many platforms on AM, FM, and streamed online, and on WMKR Genuine Country 94.3.
Hi, my name is Trace Helton, and I am the Sophomore Student of the Month at THS. My parents are Eric and Shelley Helton. I am currently in Tommy TV, and my favorite thing about Tommy TV is learning how to work cameras. My interests and hobbies are in video games and reading. My favorite book series right now is Harry Potter because it is very fascinating. My future plans are undecided as of now. My favorite subjects is reading because it is fun to read about people.
People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, salutes these great Taylorville High School students on this honor and wish them the best in their future. People's Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Take News Talk WTIM programming with you wherever you go, both live and archived. News Talk WTIM streams 24/7 simply by clicking the Listen Live icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. And to hear archived WTIM programming like the morning or noon farm shows, expanded local newscast, morning show interviews, Swap Shop AM or PM, click the audio on demand icon in the upper left-hand corner. Whether it's your smartphone, tablet, or desktop, News Talk WTIM stream is with you wherever you go 24 hours a day at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Hi, this is Andrea Bach from the Christian County YMCA, where it's all about youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. Find out about our great programs and activities at your local YMCA by clicking our icon on the obituary page of TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
I'm Rose Ruhal, owner of your local Visiting Angels office. We're now offering personalized in-home care to Christian and Shelby counties. Find out more by clicking our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
WTIM.
And welcome back to our WTIM morning show. My guest this morning is State Treasurer Michael Frericks, talking to us a little bit about some of the great stuff that the Treasurer's Office has going on. And one of the things, obviously, that's probably important to Christian County and to the surrounding area is Ag Invest, and to be able to have loan opportunities for Illinois farmers. And State Treasurer Michael Frericks, what can you tell us about the Ag Invest program?
Ag Invest is one of Illinois' oldest and longest linked deposit programs. We provide capital to farmers who need it to put a crop in the ground and take it out every year, who need it to buy land, who need it to buy equipment, who want to modernize their farming operations. You know, agriculture is the number one industry in the state of Illinois, and we want to make sure it stays that way. And so, state of Illinois, we partner with farmers to keep and grow wealth in our state. So if there's a farmer out there who has a capital needs a loan, they can go to the local banks and see if they participate in our Ag Invest program. We, in Illinois, the Treasurer's Office, we're invested in Illinois agriculture.
All right. And yeah, definitely important, especially for all of our farmers that are in Christian County and the surrounding area. Another big program that you guys have helps those with disabilities. That program is called ABLE. Tell us a little bit about that program.
Yeah, ABLE stands for Achieving a Better Life Experience. It's an awful lot like those college savings plans I talked about. If you have a young person with a disability, you can open up an ABLE savings account. You can invest that money. That growth is tax-free. But the really amazing thing about ABLE is if a young person or an adult is reliant on federal benefits, those benefits are means tested, which means you can't leave money for someone. They can't have more than $2,000 in assets or they lose their benefits. If they save in an ABLE savings account, they can save up to $100,000 without losing their benefits. And this is a way for parents to make sure their kids will have a brighter future when they're no longer around to take care of them.
All right. Yeah. And some of the great programs going on. And then, of course, you can go to IllinoisTreasurer.gov to check out all of the great programs that they have going on and see. That's an absolute great website, and it's a great resource that allows people plenty of opportunities to go see what's going on around the state and to go see some of those great programs that we've talked about today.
Yeah, and if your listeners have kids who like going out on the farm or like taking pictures, we have an annual Cream of the Crop photo contest. The deadline is coming up next month. And I know we've had several winners out of Christian County. So encourage young people to take their cameras out onto the farms and into the fields, take pictures of what modern agriculture looks like, submit up to 2 electronic photos to our office, and they might join some of those previous Christian County winners.
And talk a little bit about that Cream of the Crop contest. You know, we talked a little bit about it, but it's broken up into some age categories. And then what are some of the prizes for winning it?
Yeah, this is for young people between 8 and 18. They're broken up into 3 different age categories. We don't want 8-year-olds competing with 18-year-olds. The winners last year received Bright Start scholarships. But the whole idea here is agriculture is so important to our state. We want to make sure that our young people are considering this as a career, as an option going forward. We find when they take their cameras out and explore farms and fields looking for good pictures, they learn something. And maybe some of them might even be turned on to a career in agriculture. So it's a fun way to compete for a scholarship, but also a way to learn about a potential career.
You guys just had a recent online auction a couple weeks ago, if I remember right, too, where you guys were doing stuff with auctioning off some of that unclaimed property that we talked about earlier.
Yeah, we'll auction off that equipment, that property. It's after about 10 years. We can't track down the owners. Our vault starts to fill up. In order to clear space, we'll auction it off. And people will say to me, like, oh, this must be a great moneymaker for the state. This is not a moneymaker for the state of Illinois. What we're doing is we're converting physical property into cash, which we can store much more easily. So let's say you had that Ernie Banks rookie card. It was really valuable. You put it in a safe deposit box. If you forget about it, in 20 years, 30 years later, your children come to claim it, that card won't be there. But the amount it's sold for auction plus interest is what we'll give them. So that's what we're doing with these auctions. We still look out on behalf of our constituents. We'll hold on to their property forever, but sometimes that physical property needs to be turned into cash in order to make it easier to store.
All right. And State Treasurer, I know we talked a little bit off air about it, but taking a brief outlook at the state, things are starting to look a little bit better money-wise for the state.
Yeah. 5 years ago, we had a big backlog of unpaid bills, about $16 billion. That has been paid down. The General Assembly and the governor put extra money into our pension system. We still have a long way to go there. But if you look at independent rating agencies, Illinois has received 8 credit upgrades in the last 4 years. That means the independent rating agency says our finances are improving. We have more responsible management, and that means less money will be paid for borrowing. We are going in the right direction, but we are not out of the hole yet. I encourage the governor and General Assembly to continue to show some restraint, get our finances in order, and we will eventually get to where we need to be.
Very cool. Very cool. Treasurer, we got about a minute left. Any final thoughts you'd like our listeners to know about some of the services that you guys offer?
Well, there's a lot of great stuff. All of it's available at IllinoisTreasurer.gov. I encourage you to go to our website, see if we have money for you. Check for your family members as well, especially those who are deceased. That's frequently when money gets turned over to us. But you can also check for businesses, check for nonprofits, check for your church. We've returned millions of dollars to churches since I've taken office. We've made steps to make it easier for people to claim their money. But if people don't go and claim it, it doesn't do an awful lot of good. We love putting it back into your listeners' pockets, and they can get there at icash.illinoistreasurer.gov.
Perfect. State Treasurer Michael Fergs, thanks so much for taking a few minutes to talk to us today. Always look forward to our conversations, and have a great rest of your day.
Leroy, you as well. Enjoy a nice spring day or summer or winter or however it feels today or tomorrow.
Sounds good. You're listening to WTIM, your information station.
Your information station, WTIM.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville, 96.1 W241 CF Taylorville, 107.5 W298 CD Shelbyville, 107.9 W300 EH Payne and Nokomis.
Criticism of the FBI in a report from special counsel John Durham. He spent 4 years investigating the FBI's probe of allegations of collusion between Russia and the first Trump presidential campaign. Durham cites senior bureau officials for a lack of analytical rigor, especially when it comes to leads that were offered by Trump's political opponents. And Durham concludes the evidence just wasn't there to start the collusion investigation in the first place. President Biden, House Speaker McCarthy, and other congressional leaders meet today for talks at the White House as the debt limit deadline draws near.
The meeting comes a day after the Treasury Department stressed that the U.S. could run out of money to pay its bill by June 1st. In addition to Speaker McCarthy, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, the Republican of Kentucky, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, the Democrat of New York, and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, the Democrat of New York, will join Mr. Biden at the White House. Edwin Mora, Capitol Hill.
Russian attacks on Ukraine's